Hi everyone, my name is Abby Montgomery. I teach English at Blue Ridge Community College, and I am one of the advisors for the Alpha Xi Xi chapter of Phi Theta Kappa. And I cannot be with you on Friday, so this presentation is going to serve as a short introduction to the College Fish Service. You have here some information, some bullet points from Dr. Rod Risley, who's one of the main directors at headquarters, about the purpose of College Fish to support completion, to make transfer easier for people, to make it easier to organize and manage your transfer information, your research into four-year colleges. And as you see, it's designed to be not just about the transfer process, not just about your applications, but about all of the kind of soft skills that go around that, about setting your goals, about staying motivated, about giving you something to really connect to and giving you something to really be inspired by. And the idea is that if your research is more structured and more deliberate, you'll be able to find more of what you need, and that you'll be able to go on to greater success. You look at the first step there about searching. You've all heard that expression about many fish in the sea, and kind of applying that to college, making it a very deliberate process and storing different colleges in your profile. And it is a secure site, and the ultimate goal, of course, is successful transfer. And you start with your own profile page. One of our regional coordinator employees from down at headquarters used to call this eHarmony for colleges. So you make a profile of yourself with your goals, with your location interests, if you want to look at particular parts of the country, if there are particular scholarships you want to apply for, and all of those sorts of things. And you keep it on a profile page, like you might have for Facebook or something like that. And then there is a planner, kind of like a calendar app involved, where you can look at the different majors, and you can look at the different financial requirements, and you can look at what you might have to do now at your community college to qualify for transfer to the four-year colleges that you're interested in. And one of those things is specifically a course planner. A lot of you who are in Virginia are probably already familiar with this to some extent because of the Virginia state transfer resources we have and the guaranteed admission agreements we have with different four-year colleges that tell you what courses you'll need to take. So this is kind of like a larger version of that. It would help you organize the research into a wide variety of four-year schools you might be interested in, and kind of backwards plan your courses from there. And you see here just an example of specific kinds of courses. And you see the phrase on here about equivalent courses. That is something that it is good to look for both through College Fish and in your own research when you're looking at transfer. A lot of four-year colleges do break down at various places on their website. Here is what you would need to take for this major, and here's an equivalent community college course. And also you can contact admissions employees at colleges you're interested in and ask for those kinds of documents and perform your own research that way. So this gives you a chance to organize that. And then you have things like articulation agreement and course listing and so forth. Again, the articulation agreements we have with various Virginia colleges, but you can find out what else might be available, whether it's an articulation agreement or whether it's just specific guidance or specific opportunities you can apply for that might be at other four-year colleges you're researching. And then again, similar to the Virginia Community College Career Wizard, there is this sort of major wizard. Maybe you don't know what you want to major in, or you are interested in multiple majors and you want to do a little more research. So you can tie that in here to different careers. You can tie it in to different kinds of personality traits. You could tie it into different features of different kinds of jobs. So in addition to helping you with kind of a short-term goal to transfer in the next few years, you can also get some help from College Fish with some of your longer-term goals. And then money is, of course, a very important part of going to college, and it's a very complicated part. You have scholarships and loans and your own payments and just so many different ways this can come together for a different person from school to school. And College Fish then provides some financial tools to help you with that planning and to help you just get an idea of what you might be headed for. So out of all of that, with your profile, College Fish kind of does like Amazon. Based on what you put into it, will search for colleges that seem to be a good match. And just on a personal note, I want to encourage everybody, of course, to use this as a starting point. Keep up your own searches as well, but let College Fish be a tool for you that really helps you get started with that. And then they provide, as you can see, certain comparative reports. And this particular one is very statistical. What are you talking about in terms of finances? What are you talking about in terms of school demographics? So these 3 different schools, for example, are very different in size, as well as being very different in price. And you want to think about those things, as well as thinking about the availability of majors, and as well as thinking about cost and all of that. You want to think about, this is a community you're going to live in and be a part of, and where would you be comfortable. So you want to bring all that part into it as well. And then you have sort of a portal within College Fish where you can look at many different things at once, where you can tie into many different things at once. And then if you want to promote College Fish on your campus, this might be something, for example, that you'd talk about doing with your advisors and your fellow officers. You can get information posters, you can get College Fish emails, you can get various visual things to post around your campus or to post online, as you see with videos, and off to the side you see you can even do things like t-shirts. And another personal note I'd like to quickly interject: if you're interested in doing any of this kind of promotion on your campus, whether it's of College Fish or anything else particularly that connects to an external company or external organization in any way, make very sure that you speak with your advisors and that you and or they speak with your college president or the appropriate dean or the appropriate vice president or whoever is in charge of saying, yes, it's okay to promote this particular thing, this particular organization, this particular project on our campus. So that goes for College Fish, and it goes for a lot of other things too. But if you are permitted to and want to do any of that, they provide resources for that as well. So you see, again, just the kind of overview here, that everything from the nuts and bolts of transferring to a particular four-year college, researching majors, to what do you do once you get there? How do you want to keep those goal-setting habits and keep those organization habits? The goal of College Fish is to provide you with tools for all of that you can use on College Fish, that you can use for the transfer process, but then that you can use later, that you can take forward with you. And they also have a Facebook page, so you personally might want to go and check out the Facebook page and like and follow them Also, if your chapter maintains a Facebook page, or maybe if your student government association maintains a Facebook page and you're involved in that as well, that might be something to consider, connecting those pages, again, with any appropriate permission that might be necessary. So there are lots of ways to both find out about other students that use College Fish and their experiences, as you see here, but also just to get information. It's like signing up for a newsletter and being on that giant mailing list, which in some ways is what Facebook is for certain things, to find out when there is news. And these people behaving in a very serious manner are the specific employees behind College Fish. You see in the middle in the picture there, that's Dr. Risley, who again is one of the major administrative folks at headquarters. And then there is some specific contact information here for the gentleman who I suppose heads up College Fish from within headquarters. You see his phone number and his email address and everything. And it is definitely good when you're doing planning and research that if you have any questions, no matter how silly they may seem, you should always go ahead and contact people at headquarters, because that is their job. That's what they're there for. And they want to help you, and they'd much rather you call them up and ask maybe an obvious question than not be able to use a program or be stuck on something small that you then might be able to get on with just a little bit of help. So I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow, and I encourage you to get online, check out College Fish, and see what it has to offer for you personally and for your chapter.